Hello and welcome everybody to a quick little showcase of the Union Arena. I'm playing here on the Tabletop simulator. That's currently the only way how to play the game. I will be playing against myself because it's pretty difficult to find people to play the game with online. So this will be just like a quick little showcase of the Union Arena decks that just came out in the first wave, in the English first wave. I'm gonna play the yellow Bleach deck on this side, which include like the Sternritters and Hushwald as a raid, then the Yhwach, and lastly the Ersnord. So these will be our raid cards, our like win conditions. And the deck itself is pretty strong. I think it's one of the best decks at the moment. It's not the best Bleach deck, but it's still like up there. And on the other side, I will be playing the strongest Bleach deck, containing the two Ichigos. Yeah, it's a purple Bleach deck containing the two Ichigos, the Rukia as an assist, and then the Byakuya. Okay, my first turn will be on the yellow side, and for the sake of the showcase video, I will be only playing with 5 life instead of 7. I'm gonna shuffle the deck and then we're gonna draw 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. This will be our hand, which we can see here. And we draw 2 zero costs, yeah. And we also draw like the main zero costs that we want with Yhwach and Hushwald. We also drew 2 full Stern Dish, which is pretty okay, but like as you can see, they have like the final trigger. If you have 0 life, place the top card of your deck into your life, which is like pretty strong and a last minute save. Okay, so we could begin our first turn. We already got our left set up. So I'm just gonna flip these action points to signal that they are active, because like turning them like takes like a lot of time. Okay, for my first turn, I'm gonna play the Hushwald, I think, for 1 action point. Normally you would play them like rested, but at the end of the turn you set them active again. So I will just play him active, and this one will be rested. Okay, I can pass the turn to the other side. So on the Bleach side, we're gonna shuffle the deck too. I can still see the yellow hand here was like no way to fix this at the moment, so I'm just gonna draw 7. The Bleach hand is down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's see what we got. I already saw that we got like one of the 0 costs, which will be enough, so we don't need to mulligan, and it's also very difficult with the drawing. We got a 0 cost Byakuya, which is pretty good because we could like potentially raid on it, and we have 0 cost Ichigo, which goes together with this raid. So, okay, since the first turn, I'm gonna get 2 action points, and I think I'm gonna draw 1 more card. Okay, which is a Getsuga Tensho. So we have no Bankai, which allows us to set our Dawn back open, our action points back open. But that means that there could be a final trigger in our life somewhere. For the first turn, I think I'm gonna play Ichigo in the energy line. Although no, let me just do something else. So what you can do is actually you can play this card already open, draw a card and place 1 card into your sideline, because the purple Bleach deck is using the sideline a lot. I'm not sure about the yellow one because I haven't played it yet, but like we're gonna play this in the energy line now and draw 1 card and put 1 into the sideline. I think I'm gonna put one of the gets. Oh no, this is a pretty good card though. Yeah, no, why not? I'm gonna put one of them in the sideline area. Remove area, outside area. Okay, just put it here. And then for the, this was 1 down, and for the second one, I'm just gonna play 1 Ichigo in the energy line and pass the turn over. On the yellow side, we're gonna draw 1 card and get another Hushwald. We will also get 2 action points open, and we could decide to move him to the front line and attack. So we're gonna move him to the front line so he can attack. Then you always need to play your characters first before you attack, because there's no second main phase. We're gonna play this one for 1 energy, and we're gonna play the... You know what? No, we're gonna play this guy for 1 energy. Because as you can see, you can perform like raid on this character with any character, which is pretty good. And then we move to the attack phase, and we're gonna attack with Yhwach. He has no blocker, so he has to take the life, which means I'm gonna take the top life, flip it over, and see if it's a trigger. Choose one character on your opponent's front line and sideline it. Well, there's only one character, so this card will be sidelined. It's just done. Okay, gonna end my turn to the purple Ichigo. I'm gonna draw 1 card. We will get 2 action points ready. We draw one of the Byaku here, which is pretty good. We have 2 energy. Here's no one on the front line, so we could also go for an attack. Let me just see what we have here. We definitely want to play one of Orihime this turn. And we could not play the Gitsuga Tensho. Oh, because we need Ichigo, yeah, right. I'm looking for the Bankai, sorry. So we're gonna move, who we're gonna move? They both have 1500. We're gonna move Uryu to the front line. Then we're gonna play one of the Orihime, which, when played effect, is return 1 outer character with 1 or less energy to your hand, which is the Ichigo. That was one of them for her. And then I'm just gonna play the Ichigo again in the energy area. And we're gonna swing with him. Since he has no front line, it's gonna be a hit and no trigger. Yep. Okay, zack. And that is our turn. He will be active again. On the yellow side, we're gonna draw now. And what do we get? We got a Metalize, which is basically the KO spell for the Yhwach. Yhwach itself needs like 7 energy, which is like pretty like a lot for yellow. So I'm not sure if you can get them out. We will get 3 action points. Should we move 1 character to the front? He has 1 character that he can block with. We could play him. We could play one of them too, but we don't have a really good hand for that. Could we perform a raid this turn? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna spend one of the dawns, one of the action points for an extra draw before we move anyone. Which will be, oh, it's only a 6 cost, never mind. Okay, so we need 6 energy. What we're gonna do is we're not gonna move anyone, we're gonna play one of the Yhwach for a total of 3 energy. And then with the last one, we're gonna play the first Quincy full Sandik, which means that we can flip 2 of our action points active again. Then we have 3 energy. We could perform a raid this turn, which we also gonna do. So for 2 energy, we're gonna play this guy, which is, his ability is, if this character is active, it gains 1 more energy. So we would have 5 in total, but because he is not active, we only have 4. Which means with our last action point, we're gonna perform a raid on this character and move him to the front line. So his active main is, if on the front line once per turn, choose up to 1 character of 3000 or less battle power on your opponent's front line and switch it to resting, which is like unnecessary in this condition because he has also impact 1. And this character is like much weaker than him. So we're gonna attack. Since this character is much weaker and it would be pointless to like sacrifice him. Since this character has impact, we're gonna just let him hit for 1 energy, for 1 damage. And it's our final trigger, which is pretty bad. Okay. I'm gonna end my turn. Whee! Switch him to active. And yeah, I'm gonna pass the turn. Okay, we are down to 3 energy, and he has like a really strong body on board that can block like a lot of attacks. So it's looking really bad on this side. We're gonna get 3 Dawn. We're gonna draw 1 card. What did we draw? Another rook here. Do we need to draw an extra? We have 3 Dawn. Let me just think what we do. We have 3 action points and 3 energies. So we also could do a raid this turn. Yeah, no, we will not do an extra draw this turn. What we're gonna do is we will not move anyone to the front line either. So we're gonna play the Orihime. Oops. Again, same like this, we're gonna take him back to our hand. Then we don't have a rook here to raid though. I miscalculated on that. But what we can do is we're gonna flip this, we're gonna bring him back. Now we have 5 energy in total, which means we can do the raid for this Ichigo. Which we will do shortly. We will raid this Ichigo and move him to the front line. We're gonna attack it, we're gonna activate his When Blade ability. Place the top 2 cards of your deck into your sideline. Place any number of cards from your sideline into your removal area. If you do, choose up to 1 character on your opponent's front line. It loses 500 battle points for each card placed into your removal area. So place the top 2 cards into our sideline. That's 1 raid each. 2 raid cards that are gone. We have 5 cards in total. 5 times 500 is 2500, which means we couldn't KO this card. So we're not gonna do his second. We're not gonna use the second ability, but we're gonna move to the battle phase, and we're gonna attack. Since this card has 4000 and this card has 4000, if I would block now, this card would die. So I just gotta take the damage, and it's not a trigger. Okay, I could attack with him too, but he would just get blocked by this card, so it doesn't really matter to attack with. Him. My end phase, and I'm gonna set him to active and set her to active. Okay, yellow's turn. First of all these cards are active. That was my bad. At the end of every turn, the cards become active. So I'm gonna draw. I will also get 3 action points. We draw 1 Yhwach. We have currently 3 energy. This would bring us to 4, which is not enough for him. So we're gonna use 1 action point to get an additional draw. Okay. So we are not gonna move anyone from this energy line, because the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna play this Yhwach for 2 energy. For 3 energy. He also has a When Blade ability. Your opponent reveals the top card of the deck. Place that card on the top of the deck or into the sideline. So we're gonna go to the top card of this deck. Reveal Ichigo. He can leave it at the top because this card is pretty bad and he can draw this card. So we have 5 energy now and the Yhwach on board, which means we're gonna use our last action point to play this event and KO any character with 5000 or less battle power, which is gonna be this Ichigo. So this Ichigo will be KO'd. This card too. And then we're gonna move to the battle phase. We have no more action point open and we're gonna attack. Again, we're not gonna need to use his active main ability because if he blocks, we still have impact. So this is looking pretty bad on this side because we need to take like another damage, and it's gonna be a collar trigger. Play 1 purple character with 2 or less energy and 1 AP cost from your sideline set to active onto your front line. Okay. So we can check our sideline for character with 2 or less energy, and then the only card is pretty much, because I just played him, does that mean not trigger results first, so it can only get this card active on the front line. Pretty bad. Okay, that's everything we could do, so we're gonna switch our characters back to active. Oops. And we're gonna end our turn. We're gonna draw one card on the purple side. We have a full hand and we have 4 energy. We're gonna get 3 action points ready, and I think we will not do an extra draw this turn. We still don't have an Byakuya to raid, which is pretty bad, but yeah, it is what it is. So for our first action point, we're gonna play the Getsuga Tensho. If you have Ichigo Kurosaki on your field, 5,000 or less, KO, which gonna be the S knot. Bam. Then we're gonna play the Rukia finally. Unfortunately, we cannot do the raid ability because we don't have a Rukia on the field, but her bend blade effect is pretty strong. Draw 3 cards, then place 2 cards from your hand into your sideline, and active main, place 1 card from your hand into your sideline, choose up to 1 character, it gains 500 BP. So we're gonna play Rukia on the field. When blade ability, draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. This is pretty good. We need to put 2 cards onto our sideline, which is gonna be Ichigo. And since we have no Byakuya on board, it's gonna be the Ichigos. Because we have an Ichigo on board, which he can perform the raid on. And we need the Byakuya for the raid. So the next step is to rest 1 Dawn and play the Byakuya, the energy area. Now we have 5 cards, and we can use both raid cards now. The question is which one. I think I'm gonna play the Byakuya first, simply because he has so many abilities. And I just played 1 resting Byakuya, which means I can move him easily to the front line as active. So yeah, for the last action point, just gonna perform a raid. Oops, hold up. It's gonna perform a raid on this card, move to the front line and set it as active. So, this card. When played, you may place 2 cards from your sideline into your removal area. If you do, all opponent's characters lose 1,000 battle points. Pretty good. But there's no characters on his front line. Do I win this turn? I think I won this turn. Whatever. And then he has activate main, place 3 cards from your sideline into your removal area. If you do, this character gains 1 impact, which is pretty strong. Then when attacking, you may place 1 card from your sideline into your removal area. If you do, choose up to 1 character on your opponent's frontline, it loses 1,000 battle points. So this character is just like an enormous trump card in this deck. And since our opponent doesn't have anyone on his front line, and I only play with 5 cards, it means we're gonna win this turn, because we're gonna swing with 1. We're gonna take a damage. Get this card to your hand. Okay, that's pretty good. Then we're gonna swing with him. Check again. Collar. Choose 1 character on your opponent's front line and switch it to resting. It will remain set to resting the next time it would be switched to active. So this trigger just saved him. Because we're gonna choose the Byakuya and switch it to resting, and it's frozen. Damn. What a close call. Because when you hit 0 life, you automatically lose the game. Okay, end phase. Everyone gets active again. Except the Byakuya. Okay, yellow side. This could be our last turn. We're gonna draw. We're gonna get 3 action points ready. What did we draw? We can KO someone again. We don't have enough energy to play the Yhwach because we need another double energy. This is looking pretty bad. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna spend 1 more dawn to draw a card and hope it's something good. It's another raid Ashnot. Okay. We have 5 energy. We have a Yhwach on board, which means the first thing I'm gonna do is play another Metalize and KO the... So this card can block this turn. He has 2 life. I have no one on my front line though. And I haven't moved anyone. I will still KO the Byakuya. Simply because that card is super strong. And it has impact for next turn. Then with the last action point, we're gonna play another full stand league. It just says you can set 2 action points active again. And we have to play this character, but we cannot rate it. So we're just gonna play it on the front line as resting. We could rest one of the... We can rest one of the 3000 or less battle points character, but like we cannot attack anyways. In hindsight, I should have probably moved someone to the front line, but then I couldn't have played all the cards that I played. And yeah, this game looks pretty dumb. For the last action point, I'm gonna play Yhwach just as a blocker on the front line to see if he can survive the next turn. Okay, purple turn again. We're gonna draw 1 card. We're gonna get 3 action points ready. We need to just land one. We just need to land 1 attack against yellow, which means that since we have 3 characters, we're gonna win this turn no matter what, except if that last trigger is a final trigger. So what we're gonna do this turn is, firstly we're gonna spend 1 to draw an extra turn, because just to be sure, we're gonna get another Yhwach. Okay, then, so after the extra draw, I was thinking if I should move one of the Orihime to the front line, since he has 1 card, which could be the final trigger, which could save him from like 1 attack, and I only have 3 attackers and he has 2 blockers, but since we have 1 more Getsuga Tensho left, we can just KO one of his characters and secure the win this turn. So, for 1 dawn, just gonna play the Getsuga Tensho, KO the Ashnot. And for the last one, just gonna play one of the Yhwach. There's really no need to play him, because we already basically won the game, but we need to use all the action cards. So, moving to the battle phase, we're gonna attack with our lowest characters first, 1500, which yellow has to block. Then next, we attack with our next 1500 characters. Yellow has no front line, so it hits for damage, and it's not a final trigger, which means yellow lost this game. So this was like just a quick showcase of like the purple and the yellow deck. I couldn't showcase it to like a full extent because I only played with 4 lives since I'm playing against myself. And it is also my first video of Union Arena. So yeah, if you enjoyed it and you want to learn more about these decks, I could play with more live next time, or maybe someone could join me to play against me actually. Gotta ask one of my friends if he can do it or not, but let's see for the future. In the next video, I plan to showcase the other Bleach decks and also the Hunter x Hunter decks, because Hunter x Hunter and Bleach are part of the first wave in Union Arena in North America, or like in the English release in general. And after that, I think I will plan to showcase the Jujutsu Kaisen decks. I think that's what's coming out next. But yeah, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, me playing against myself, but this is basically how Union Arena plays, and yeah, I'm gonna try to find like an opponent next time. See you soon.